Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me.
All right, so here we are, episode 1 of the podcast with purpose.
Great stuff. I like this new medium that we're going to be using to communicate stuff to our fine employees.
I'm very excited about it. And again, most folk will probably say, what is this? What are you guys doing now? And this is basically a way to get out all these internal communications and external that we need to get out, but in a medium where everyone has access to it.
So how's this different from the old news you can use and the videos that we put together in the past?
That's a good question. So before in the past, when we would do this, we would shoot a video, we would edit it, we would put it on our website, and maybe 50 people out of 350 plus would have access to it. Now this is going to live on Spotify and as well as Apple Podcasts and still our website. So anytime one of these is uploaded, you'll get the notification, and you don't have to be at a computer. You can just, plug your headphones in, or however you listen to podcasts in your car, whatever you want to do. That information is going to be right there and available for you. So it's really a great way to make sure everyone gets this information. We're all staying tied together, so to speak.
Well, that's cool. So not only the employees can access this, but the general public or their families or anybody?
Yeah, general public. I think we're all proud of everything we're doing here. And I know, there's some days I've worked on a project, or I know, we as a company have knocked out all these amazing projects, or, received some sort of accolade. And I want to share that with my family because I'm proud of where we are and what we're doing. And this is a great way to do it. So it's not, go to htcorp.net and find it here. It's really, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify. It's going to be there. I can share this with you. And I'm happy to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the big thing is that the alerts are going to notify the people that there's something that they're subscribed to that's new, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So in the past, when we've done the videos and all that, I've had to painstakingly send a text to somebody and say, hey, you might want to watch this thing that I've attached. That'll make this much easier, right?
Yeah. So instead of leading the horse to water, the horse is going to be pretty much tied up at the pond now.
Oh, that's great. That's a beautiful image.
Stagnant water may not be the best, but so in the spirit of this, Greg, I'm going to ask you, do you have some new updates for us on what's going on with the company? Some brief updates.
Yeah, there's actually a lot going on. Obviously the MIP checks just went out recently, and Tim alluded to there that there's a lot of new developments going on, and there are almost too many to list in this first podcast, so I'll be brief. But just as an example, we've got 3 new big accounts that are going through the process now that'll be fired up on our environmental services side of the business in Binghamton, New York. Again, can't say enough about the great work that everybody does, because we don't have any in-house salespeople. We don't do any of that stuff. It's all word of mouth and customers talking to other customers. So these will be 3 new additions in Binghamton that relate to the work that we've done for the Greater Binghamton Health Centers down there. So very excited about that. They actually wanted us to start on June 1st, but there's some paperwork problems holding that up a little bit, but we should be starting that in June, so that's very exciting. And that's just a few of the big accounts that are being developed for environmental services throughout the state. Another exciting thing on the manufacturing side here in Utica is we've been working with New York State Industries for the Disabled. They've been working with the Department of Corrections, and the good news is that we've been approved for providing uniforms for the corrections officers now. So there's going to be blue shirts, white shirts, trousers, turtlenecks, and some gray shirts and slacks. Those will be the full uniforms of the corrections officers. We're going to be bringing them in here. We're going to be doing embroidery on the collars for them. We're going to be purchasing patches and emblems and putting them on both shoulders, a flag and the correction officer's emblem on the other shoulder. And they're talking big numbers. We're talking about 100,000 of these on the initial order. So it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to create a lot of new employment. And in fact, we just bought 5 new single head embroidery machines to take care of that. So it's very exciting times. we've all suffered through COVID the last couple of years. Everyone knows the supply chain problems that everybody's having and all that. But now the government's coming back to work. We're actually seeing a nice, solid uptick in orders and activity in the market. So great stuff. I'm expecting really good years in 2022 and certainly in 2023.
Good. That all sounds very exciting, and I know, as these things progress, we'll keep everybody updated on those and anything else new that's coming down the pipeline. So I guess one thing I'd like to ask too is, I know, and I think everybody knows, that at the end of this month, you are going into retirement from Human Technologies. Am I correct?
Yes, I am. I guess you could say semi-retirement. So on May 31st, that's my last official day as the Chief Operating Officer of the company. I started here in April of 2010, so I've enjoyed 12 years of great times and a lot of purposely driven activities here that have been very, very rewarding for everybody. Then I'm going to take 3 months and go on a kind of a canoeing adventure with a friend of mine. We're going to go from Old Forge here in New York, 740 miles up a bunch of river and lake systems up to the northernmost point of Maine and Fort Kent. So hopefully that'll be pretty exciting. And if I make it back from that, then I'll be coming back to the company working remotely, part-time, doing business development as the Chief Revenue Officer. And in that role, I'll be working with Don Smith and some other folks here to develop big opportunities that have kind of been in the hopper that would be life-changing for the company, but just take a long time to develop. So I'm very excited to be staying with the company in some capacity. I've got a lot of friends here. It really does feel like a family here, and it would seem very weird and unnatural just to retire, cut it off, and then maybe see people once a year. So very excited to be able to still contribute in some fashion down the road. Gary Klein, who's currently the Director of Manufacturing Operations, has been promoted and will be taking over in my old role as the Vice President of Operations. And that'll take place on June 1st. It's going to be a nice seamless transition. We look forward to everybody doing very well in the future here.
That's good. All right. Well, so we're beyond thankful that this isn't a final farewell. It's just a have fun on your trip. And if I have my way at all, you will definitely be featured on more of these coming up, giving some huge updates.
That'd be great.
I will say that we will miss you on the day-to-day. You're definitely a lot of the glue that holds a lot of us together. And you're going to be missed. But again, I don't really do goodbyes. I know this is going to be we'll see you when your trip ends, nice and rested. We'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And I know exactly what you're saying. So I'm not much for goodbyes either, so it's much easier to say I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be in much better shape and ready to roll when I get back from this thing, and very much excited for it. And I'd like to thank everybody. Again, it's impossible since we've got employees scattered all over New York and Pennsylvania and Wilmington, Delaware, and down in Northern Virginia, and now I guess also in Kentucky. Hey, Greg. So I want to thank everybody for their contributions, their daily contributions to the company and to the mission. This is a very cool company. There's no way I could walk away from this company. It's a great place, and like we all know, it's the people that make a company. We've got a cool name. I always loved our name, Human Technologies, but it's the human that makes the company run, and that's why it's the first word in our name too. So everybody out there, fantastic folk. I thank you all for everything you do. I thank you for your friendships and your just being used. You're all great workers. That's great. But you're all great people. You're supportive. It's clear to everybody. And keep up the great work. I look forward to being part of it.
All right. Well, thank you, Greg. And thank you, everybody out there, for listening to episode 1 of the Podcast with Purpose.
Yep. And thank you, Nate, for putting all this together. You and I have worked over the years to try to figure out how can we how can we keep everybody in the company, since we're sprawled all over the United States, how can we keep them informed, to keep them feeling part of the company? And I think this will be a great help. I think it'll be fun. I know I'm going to sign up and subscribe.
Oh, I am too. Ready to hit that button. So there will be an alert coming out as soon as everything is ready. There will be direct links to everything, and I hope to see those boxes checked and those bells hit and everyone subscribed and ready to go.
Fantastic.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right, Nate.